Welcome to Cupid's Logic, where love meets predictive intelligence. We decode attraction, conflict, attachment, and compatibility, so you can know if it will last before you commit.
You say yes to one more dinner you don't want. You move a meeting so they can see a friend. That night, you lie awake and inventory small apologies in your head. Welcome to Cupid's Logic. I am your host, Craig Pruitt, and today we're naming the quiet pattern that turns generosity into a ledger you didn't agree to.
This is familiar for so many people. It feels normal in the moment, helping, compromising, keeping the peace. But when those tiny trades stack up, they can become what I call honeymoon debt, an accumulation of unmet needs and hidden trade-offs that predicts whether resentment will compound or be repaid.
I'll give you a quick, usable lens today. You'll get a clear definition, how attachment and personality change the likely outcome, 3 ethical experiments you can run in a week, and concrete thresholds and scripts so you won't be guessing. By the end, you'll know whether chemistry is an investment or a loan you won't get paid back.
I call it honeymoon debt. It's not a moral verdict, it's a pattern. Here's how it works at the transaction level. Frequency, how often you make concessions, asymmetry, who pays most of the cost, and concealment, how much you tuck disappointment away instead of naming it.
What happens when small trades repeat? They compound like interest. A favor today becomes an expectation next month. An expectation unmet becomes a grudge 2 months later. Chemistry masks the math for a while, but it doesn't change the ledger. Different personalities respond to this ledger differently. Secure attachment tends to notice imbalance and either repay or negotiate. Anxious attachment may keep giving and then explode with frustration. Avoidant attachment treats concessions as optional, less likely to repay and more likely to normalize the imbalance.
Big 5 traits matter too. High conscientiousness usually means follow-through and small reparative actions. Low agreeableness will let small debts slide unpaid, not necessarily malicious, just less inclined to accommodate. High openness helps reframe and restructure. Low openness makes change feel threatening. Quick example. A partner repeatedly cancels date nights for work. If they apologize, suggest a plan, and then follow through, that's repayment. If they minimize it, you worry too much, that's concealment plus minimization, and it compounds. These are the behavioral signals to watch, not just the feelings.
I want to be crystal clear. The experiments I'm about to give you are diagnostic and collaborative. Announce them. Don't set traps. Say what you're testing and why. That preserves trust while giving you data.
Experiment 1. The calendar swap. Pick one recurring commitment. Your Sunday run, a weekly friend call, a gym slot. Ask your partner to swap one of their regular items with you for 1 week. Then debrief. Can we swap my Tuesday gym slot for your Thursday dinner this week? I'll cover your Thursday next week. Let's try it and debrief Friday. Rule. If they decline or delay more than twice within 7 days without proposing a fair alternative, flag a follow-up conversation.
Experiment 2. The boundary mirror. Ask for a single, simple boundary. A morning of uninterrupted work, a no-text hour after 9 p.m., and watch how they respond. Do they respect it? Ask clarifying questions? Or push back with guilt?
I need Saturday morning for focused work. Can we try that for the weekend and check in Sunday? Threshold. If they repeatedly cross that boundary more than once after a clear ask, note it as a breach rather than a one-off mistake.
Experiment 3. The micro favor ledger. For 7 days, keep a simple record. Date, action, who initiated it. No judgment, just facts. At the end of the week, share the ledger and ask, what do you notice here? Watch tone, ownership, defensiveness, curiosity.
Sample ledger script. I logged small favors this week so we can see balance more clearly. Can we look at it together and plan a fair split for next week? Rule. If promises to change occur, but 3 follow-ups in the next month show no follow-through, treat that as a pattern, not a one-time slip.
Now,
What does repayment actually look like? It's acknowledgement plus behavioral change, proposing a plan, sharing the load, or creating a system like shared calendars or weekly check-ins. Restructuring is replacing vague promises with explicit agreements. Default looks different: excuses, minimization, or repeated promises without measurable follow-through. And performative repair, big apologies with no follow-up, should be treated as noise, not signal. Use PRISM-style thinking to translate these behaviors into forecasts. If your partner repays or restructures, your 6 to 12-month outlook improves. Clearer habits, less daily friction, more trust. If defaults repeat and repairs are short-lived, a 3 to 5-year forecast shows structural risk, compounded resentment, misaligned parenting or financial expectations, or diverging life plans.
For context, an illustrative PRISM read shows that repeated defaults by month 6 often predict a substantially higher chance of separation over several years. I say illustrative because every relationship has its context. Use this to sharpen attention, not to jump to conclusions.
A quick real-life vignette. I worked with someone who kept rescheduling their partner's music lessons to fit other plans. After a ledger week, the partner acknowledged the imbalance and they agreed to a fixed schedule and a chore swap. 6 months later, the stress was gone. Small structural changes made the difference.
Risks to call out. Don't weaponize these experiments. Announce them, invite participation, and don't overread a single week. Repeat the test or combine it with history and attachment context before making big decisions.
If the debt feels manageable, here's a 3-step repair roadmap. 1. Name the pattern together without blame. 2. Negotiate structural changes, specific routines, and explicit agreements. 3. Create short feedback loops, weekly check-ins, and a simple ledger. If you meet contempt, repeated default, or clear life goal misalignment, that's a sign the debt is structural and requires a harder conversation. Before we close, a quick checklist you can use tonight. 1. Pick the recurring concession that bugs you most. 2. Choose one experiment and announce it verbatim. 3. Collect 1 week of data. 4. Debrief focusing on facts and next steps, not blame.
Are you ready for the truth? If you are, these small humane tests stop you from compounding years of resentment into an irreversible balance. They give clarity without cruelty, evidence without guessing, and a path to either repair or a dignified decision to walk away.
Thanks for listening to Cupid's Logic. Remember, you're not bad at relationships. You've been flying blind. Visit cupidslogic.com to download the Honeymoon Debt worksheet, the 3 experiment checklists, and the sample scripts we just covered. Try 1 honest week of tests and see what the data tells you.
I would love to hear your thoughts on the experiments. What surprised you? What changed? Until next time, be honest with yourself and the people you're building life with.
This has been Cupid's Logic. Stop flying blind in love. Visit cupidslogic.com and let the PRISM engine reveal what your relationship data already knows.